There's no place like home. There's no place.
Home. Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard.
Hi there, good afternoon. I'm Cindy Dole.
I'm Eric Stromer.
And this is Home Wizards, where we love to help improve your home and improve your life. And that means as we're gearing up for this whole new year.
You know it's 2012, don't you?
Yeah. And we were at the Rose Parade, and didn't that really make you feel like, well, when that stealth bomber went over, I felt like if I could have that going over my house every day, I wouldn't need to drink a pot of coffee.
Well, I didn't even know it was there until I looked up. It's that quiet.
It's
hence
quiet.
The name Stealth Bomber.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden, when it's above you, it's like...
No, I know.
You know, and we have the video of it, by the way, thanks to Vadim. We have it up on the website. You'll see it. It goes by really fast, but you feel it. And I want more of that every day, don't you?
Well, that's why I've purchased my own Stealth Bomber. We're going to be taking a tour around the world. No.
But if you go to our website, yourhomewizards.com, you'll see the video and so forth. But that leads us to, I mean, all these gorgeous floats. It's the new year. You think of resolutions, right? You think of change.
You sure do, yes. That is exactly what came to mind. And keep in mind, too, that we saw, I just have to mention this, there was a surfing dog in the float.
Right. Several surfing dogs.
It was amazing. Anyway.
Well, although I was a little worried about Rose. Poor little Rose, the youngest of the bulldogs on the natural balance
float. The one that almost drowned?
She kept I could relate to that when your body's surfing. The wave is like drenching and you're, they had
but
to
in
kind of
front
lift
of 10 million people, no, a whole different story.
But luckily they had a little... a floaty for her to kind
That's right.
of yank her out of the water.
Anyway, back to New Year's resolutions.
Back to New Year's resolutions. Yeah. If you were to change one thing about your home and your lifestyle, would it be organization? Who doesn't need to be more organized?
And you've seen my car, the interior of my car. Yes, the answer is yes, unequivocally yes.
There's so much. We talk about it a lot, but it never goes old because it just feels that we're all so busy. And just the minute you think you have your plan, whether it's your calendar in your iPhone or your computer desktop is finally more organized, then all of a sudden you fall off the cart. Right now it's messy again.
And then also in my case, the kids will take everything off the table where I laid it and turn it into some sort of toy in the backyard in the garden. So Daddy's car keys are gone now.
Perfect.
This is what happened.
Oh, is that what happened to your keys?
That's what happened, yeah.
It was a toy.
No, I still haven't found them. They're gone.
Did they bury it somewhere?
They probably buried it.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, anyway, and you gave them their Christmas presents, right?
I'm taking them back.
I think they're taking them. Anyway, so let's talk to a woman who can help us, because not only does she have the answers in organization, but she's very calm. Regina Leeds, the Zen organizer.
By the way, just so you know, I feel calm. When I met Regina, I just had a sense of calm.
Hi, Regina.
It's gonna be okay.
Hi,
Regina.
It's so great to have you back.
Yeah.
And she's written all these books. A Year to an Organized Life is one of my faves.
She also writes for one of my favorite magazines, Psychology Today. Which
great
to
to have
me,
you.
she's a
Thank
goddess.
you so much.
Yeah.
So now let's get right to the
Yes.
whole psychology of organization, because that's one of the reasons why the magazine had you write this article, or a couple articles. What is it about our mind and wanting to be organized? We set our resolutions, but we fall off.
Well, because we don't have a plan. We just keep it in sort of la-la land. We keep it in the field of wishes and dreams. And when you want to change your life, when you want things to come true, you have to get serious about it. It's not going to happen magically because it was New Year's Eve and now it's January 1st and it's a new year and, okay, I don't smoke anymore. I've lost weight. I'm organized. So the thing to do is, first of all, to make a list of the things you would like to do differently or you would like to change in the new year, and then tackle them one at a time. Look at them all and say, well, what would be the most intelligent thing to do first? And then you go slowly and you build on your success.
But don't you think that priorities is a tough thing? I know that, Eric, the both of us, we have so many things going on. It's hard to pick that one thing that's the most important thing to focus on.
Well, and then in my case, Regina, and by the way, will you take my hand in marriage and help me and just move into our family home and just help us?
I'm going home today to pack.
Thank goodness.
I'll be over tonight.
Even though she has mixed feelings.
No, I understand.
But
No, but the idea too of somebody like me who's, my brain is all over the place, which gives the ability to have a lot of multitasking abilities, but at the same time, I'll make the list and then I'll lose the list.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm that guy.
Ah, you're that guy.
I'm that guy.
Well, at the heart of getting organized is making good decisions. And you have to it's always cause and effect. And one of the things you have to look at is, how do I make good decisions? I have to feed my brain and take care of my body. That's going to help me think more clearly. Mm-hmm. And so it's about drinking water every day. I mean, you're not going to come out of the starting gate if you're not a water drinker and doing eight 8-ounce glasses of water if you just do one 8-ounce glass. If you're not somebody who exercises, you do a 10-minute walk a day. But you need to move your body, and you need to hydrate your body. You need to eat well, and those things, and get enough sleep.
Kind of flushes out your system and clears you.
So 9 espresso and a can of Cheese Whiz doesn't cut it?
Yeah, that's why you lost that list, you see.
That's right, yes.
So clarity comes from taking care of ourselves first, is what you're saying. And then everything falls into place.
It certainly will be a lot more easy to have it fall into place.
Yeah.
It's
and that is absolutely true. When I am in some sort of an exercise regime, I'm completely better. I know what I'm doing, and I have a grounded sensibility about me. When I'm not, it's over.
Yeah, it's all of us, because our bodies are machines, and we function in conjunction to how well we're taking care of them. I have a great image in my head of the guy who used to shovel the coal in the old trains, and he had to keep shoveling coal in to keep the train going. And that's what I think about food. I eat scientifically, if you will. I eat at the right time, and I eat small meals that will
you
keep
do that,
me energized.
Eric.
I do the 6 meals a day.
So that helps.
Yeah,
but you have to. But it's more than that. It's sleep. I mean, we were both
sleep.
deprived of sleep for the Rose Parade, and I lost my keys. And so I think it's that same thing. You get confused. You're overtired. You're hydrated. Whatever.
Absolutely.
You're underhydrated.
You're underhydrated, yeah. I was up yesterday at 10 to 5 so I could do a radio interview out of New York, and it threw my whole day off. My body was like, why are you having coffee at 5 a.m.? Why are we doing this?
You know what? I love that this is your take on organization from the gate, because everybody, I think, always talks about, you need to put things in compartments
systems
and this and that, and have
yeah.
these systems. But, the origin of where it all begins, I think, is a great way to take this. Yeah.
Absolutely. People always want to know what are the tips and tricks. But the thing is, if you're not prepared to do the organizing, if you're not prepared mentally, then you could have me literally move in and it wouldn't make any difference.
Right.
And the other part of it is not only taking care of your body, but understanding why you have not been able to do something until now. When we do negative behaviors, we're getting something out of it. What, for instance, the drama of the lost keys? I mean, that plays out in America every day, over and over again. Where are my keys? Why can't I find them? What's going on?
And it just fuels this fire, because then you get totally frenzied that you can't find the keys, right? And then you're trying to think, well, what did I do? Da, da, da.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I would ask a person who does that habitually is, what are you getting out of that? What are you able to avoid by spending time looking for your keys? Did you grow up in a household where being on edge and being nervous and wondering where things were, does that make you feel comfortable? Is that what you grew up with? And I think before we start to get organized, you look at an area and you say, well, why does it look like this? And ask yourself. That's what I do in all of my books. But
this is getting kind of heavy,
Yeah,
I love this, though. You know what? It makes total sense. The psychology behind why you do certain behaviors and how they're reinforced makes total sense to me.
I had a lady once, it's a very dramatic example, but I walked into her, she had a huge master suite in a beautiful house in a very wealthy area. And she didn't sleep in her bedroom. She slept in the guest room. So we went into the bedroom suite to find out why. And I think it was 2 years before her husband had passed away, and she had taken care of him at home. And she still had all of the accoutrement for that experience.
Almost like a shrine.
Almost like a shrine.
Oh, she couldn't face it.
No, but we did it together. And then she was, by the time we finished, I think it took about a week, but she was back sleeping in her bed and using her bathroom. And I said, if your husband could come here now, he would tell you this is what he wants you to do. He doesn't want you sleeping in the guest room. You were a wonderful wife and totally supportive. There's nothing for you to punish yourself about. And that's what it felt like. It was a punishment.
So all these, almost like a tape recorder or a movie in our brain is playing over and over again, and that may be preventing us from being more organized and more sane in our home and in our life, it sounds like.
Absolutely. And if you can understand where that negative recording came from, you can unhook from it, and then you can put in a positive spin in your brain.
Boy, and that's ultimate liberation, isn't it? When
Yes,
you can
it is.
detach from those old systems that aren't working for you anymore.
And that's the bingo word. That's the whole key to being organized, is having a system. People say to me, well, I get organized all the time, Regina, and 2 weeks later, all the chaos is back. And I said, no, see, you didn't get organized, because organizing is having a system. There's a place for everything, and everything goes back to that place. What you did was you tidied up.
Right.
So, things got thrown in drawers and they got
That's
pushed
interesting.
behind the door.
Yeah,
and-
they're temporary fixes. It literally
Right.
is like just putting the throw pillows back in the right position and then walking away and expecting it to be different.
Yes, exactly.
Right. I hear you. Wow.
Magical thinking. It happens in relationships. It happens in the environment. I love to walk into people's bedrooms and see where the balance of power is. Walk into a bedroom sometime and look at the two nightstands. Who has the remote, who has the phone, who's got 5,000 books piled up so that...
Who has the pillows?
Well, in my case, who has the blankets? I sleep with a top sheet and a child's arm in my face. That's basically my life.
I
yeah.
think for us, it's the dogs that have the power in our home. Anyway, when we come back, we're going to get some more great advice on, I guess, really changing what's happening in our head to be more organized in our home. And maybe you can give us some pointers to not only to clear up our head and our health, but then maybe make some of these trouble spots in the place we call home a little more sane.
Absolutely,
Yeah?
I'd love to.
Okay. You're listening to Home Wizards.
I love
Eric
her.
Stromer, Cindy Dole.
I can't explain this
I know.
feeling.
It's
She's
great.
helping me.
It's calming.
I
We're
know.
talking with the Zen organizer, Regina Leeds. We're back in a moment here on KFWB News Talk 980.
On the right track, baby, I was born to be brave. I'm beautiful in my way, just got me no mistake. I'm on the right track, baby, I was born this way.
To the left, everything you own in the box to the left, in the closet, that's my stuff. Yes, if I bought it, please don't touch, and keep talking and that's fine.
And welcome back. Hope you're having a great Saturday. I'm Cindy Dole.
I'm Eric Stromer.
And this is Home Wizards, where we are trying and we work very diligently to help improve your home and improve your life.
That's right.
And are you feeling more improved already?
I
Talking
am.
with Regina Leeds.
Regina is really an inspiration to me because we just talked off Mike here about the idea that I think I need this anxiety of losing the keys to make myself
Well, let's set up who she is. Regina
Right.
Leeds is the Zen organizer. She's
Right.
written all these books, A Year to an Organized Life, and a new one is coming. So, Regina, thanks for helping us and helping everybody.
Wait, what's the one that she's reading on?
Go ahead, tell us.
What is that
Oh,
one?
well, I'm going to record 1 Year to an Organized Life in April in New York.
So, it'll be
that-
like books on tape kind of thing.
Yes, people can drive around with me
Love
in their
that.
ear.
And you have a soothing
wait.
voice, so that'll be nice.
Thank you. Thank you. And I have the perfect book for you, Eric. It's
Yes.
coming out in May. It's called The 8-Minute Organizer.
This is
And
good.
it's for people who want to work in short bursts of time and they don't want to spend a whole year. They just kind of want to, it's organizing light.
Sure.
But
So
I-
we were talking about attention deficit and how
Yes.
Eric likes to stay, busy, I guess you'd say, right?
Well,
That's a nice way of putting it.
Thank you. Yeah, that's good.
you like that feeling because of your ADD, and a
Sure.
lot of people grow up in homes where drama is the norm, and so they only feel good if they're reproducing that in their lives.
Right.
And what people need to understand is you can replace that need with the need for peace and calm. That can become what you crave. I like to be out with people and I love to have fun and I certainly love to organize chaotic homes. It makes me feel good. But I need to come home to a quiet Zen space. Otherwise, I would lose my mind. So
Right.
that's my addiction. But I don't want people to think I'm only psychological. I think you have to examine the psychology before you can really make lasting change.
But systems do matter. too,
Systems
ultimately.
matter.
Yeah.
And, if you're really overwhelmed, the best way to jumpstart the process is to establish good habits, which all the habits I'm going to suggest sound so easy and people might dismiss it, but it's the easy things that are the hardest to make a part of your everyday life. But when you do, you build your self-esteem and you start to feel that, hey, I can really do this organizing thing. And when you live with other people, they're influenced by the change in energy in the environment. That
Yeah.
may sound a little woo-woo, but chaos affects us and so does peace and calm.
And speaking of living with other people, I mean, I've had that happen where you're the organized person or trying to be, and then what if you're living with someone who's even less organized than you? And
Or
now
try
it's,
3 kids under 13.
and that
Oh.
becomes stressful too, because then you feel like, wow, there's more chaos when you work so hard to try to make it all feel Zen-like.
I think you have to be careful where you're coming from and that you communicate that I really want the environment to be better and I'm not using this as a weapon, because some people use organizing as a weapon. So you have
Really?
to be careful.
Like
oh,
how?
yeah.
Like
oh,
how?
because I'm more organized, therefore you're bad.
Well, I
Yeah.
put this here and this is where it belongs, and why didn't you put it
Yeah,
back
so
there?
there's
Why did you-
shame in it.
There's shame in it.
Yeah, that's
And
terrible.
there
Yeah.
should be no shame and no guilt. It's not about that at all. You know, at the end of 1 Year to an Organized Life, I say, now that you're organized, you have a skill set that you can apply to your life. You can use this skill to organize projects and homework and what do you want to do with your life. That was the whole point of spending a year to get organized, so that your environment would support you. But if you're coming from total chaos, my favorite great habits, and I have habits suggested every month in the book, in all the books actually, because I love habits. Make your bed every day. Don't leave dirty dishes in the sink. Don't leave clean dishes on the drain board. Put your keys in the same place every day. And if you have glasses, make sure that you ritualize where the glasses go. And check all the garbage and trash containers in the house every day, preferably at the same time. And when they get full, take them out.
So we're creating a routine, just like brushing our teeth.
Absolutely.
And that's not only creating change, but now we're kind of rewarding ourselves, aren't we? We're saying, hey, we can do this.
Absolutely. And, you know, I love rewards. Now, if you make your bed...
We love donuts is what you love.
But you can't have them because they got,
No.
gluten. They're
Full-
riddled with
full
gluten,
nuts.
for crying out loud.
But I do love my chocolate.
I don't blame you.
That's what you need. The next book a year to an organized chocolate eater.
Oh, I'm leaving for Belgium now tomorrow to do my research.
Oh, yeah.
But the reward should be commensurate with what you just accomplished. But I think rewards are very important. And a lot of people say to me, and I always find it shocking, they say, well, why do I deserve a reward for something that I should be doing anyway? And you got to take out the tyranny of the shoulds. Organizing is so much fun and it's so creative. And that's what people don't understand. I've been doing it for 23 years this month. I couldn't possibly move in and out of people's environments if I wasn't having a blast.
And you haven't always been organized, right? Or have you?
Oh, no, I was, yeah.
I
was always organized.
Because they say that there's no such thing as an organized gene. Well, you know, a gene that...
No, I had an organized mother who taught me. It's just a skill.
Yeah.
And my mother taught me. And in our house, there was no option. There was no, you will hang up your clothes after school, or maybe you won't. There was no, you were going to hang up your clothes, or there would be a consequence. And that's missing in a lot of homes today. Parents request things of
as
their
opposed
children.
to creating structure.
Absolutely. And children and animals love structure. We actually do as human beings. It makes us feel safe.
Yeah,
And-
that's for sure. I mean, in terms of boundaries as a parent, they make you feel like they don't want them, but if you provide them,
Right.
you're the house that every kid wants to hang
Right,
out at.
right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what makes them feel safe, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of parents think that they're more cool if they don't act like parents, right? But it really is the boundaries that can help.
I wrote a book for pregnant women, and it's called 1 Year to an Organized Life with Baby. And one of the things we talked about, I see it in big cities mostly, parents photograph every single thing their children do. And you know, what we said was you have to be careful that you're not your child's paparazzi. And you want to enjoy some of these experiences with them. You don't have to record everything that happens every day. I mean, I've seen parents run after their child. Wait, honey, wait, let me photograph that. And I think this child is going to grow up with a sense of self-importance that's completely out of whack to all reality.
Well,
That's a great
good
point,
tip.
by the way. I
Yeah.
mean, you have no idea with me being entrenched in kids between 8 and 13 years old and all the parents that I'm around, that paparazzi thing is overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's like every
Yeah.
single event is recorded to the point where it's exhausting.
Well,
Yeah.
in terms of some of the systems, because the
Yes.
calendars are really important. Here it is, 2012, and I have to have full confession. I don't have my 2012 calendar yet. I'm
my
going to go get
goodness.
it. But so help us, because we both, Eric and I, have multiple calendars. I mean, there's like the Google calendar, and then I have a printed out one. How do we stay focused and chart out our hopes and dreams for the new year? And keep it all in one place and make it updated, because sometimes if you write it down on the physical calendar, it's easier on the mobile, on your iPhone, to have it in that calendar. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it isn't all coordinated.
I do. Yeah, it's really important to have one that's the guideline for your life. That's your Bible. I mean, I have one, and I don't carry it with me, because if I lost it, I would be in such
So
trouble.
where is it? It's physically?
It's at home. It's physically at home.
And it's a printed out hard physical calendar?
Every day, every night, I check my calendar for what's supposed to happen the next day. And then I write out my to-do list based on what I need to accomplish today. And, a to-do list, like a budget, is not set in stone. You're free to move things around. If you're always moving one task around and it never gets done, it keeps moving from Monday to Tuesday to Wednesday.
I mean, like doing the dishes, the things you dread, right?
Gosh, I don't dread my dishes.
I know, I kind of like doing them too, but I'm just,
I dread my dishes.
You dread your dishes. There are some activities like that 10-minute walk or like doing the dishes that they're mindless. You don't have to focus on and say, now I pick up the sponge, now I put soap on it. And it's a great time to sort of escape in your mind and start working on your plans. What else what do I need to do when I finish this task? I mean, I write a lot in my head. I don't have writer's block because I do 3 miles every day and I write in my head. So I already
Wait. You do 3 miles running?
Walking.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Now, Regina, we have so much more to talk about.
Yes.
Can you stick around for one more segment?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
I'd
because
love
we
to.
still want to talk about more room-by-room things we can do to downsize and stay on
Wait,
top
one
of
more
it.
segment. Regina's moving in.
Okay.
Hello, people.
Must
Wake
go home
up.
and pack.
Yep.
We love Regina Leeds.
We sure do.
She is so on the ball, and she really communicates it in a way that you go, finally, I can do this, Because I think that organization sometimes feels so cliche or like you can't reach it. For a lot of people, you almost feel like you're a failure because everyone else is that special organized person.
Right.
I tell you-
but you're not doing that. You're making us feel like it's attainable.
And I think it is. And
Yeah.
I've helped other people. And when I watch organizing segments, I often think they're based on unreality, and they bother me. I think,
Yeah, it's that darn TV. You know
Right.
what I
That
mean?
darn
We're
TV.
cutting through here on radio. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole. We're going to talk more with Regina Leeds, a great organization specialist, the Zen organizer. We're back in a flash on KFWB News Talk 980.
in the street. So take a tip. You better get hip to the cleanup woman, 'cause she's tough.